Hey guys, how are you all? Hope you are all doing great. So as per the previous session, I have demonstrated a katha and spoke about a particular katha and also explained what is the meaning of katha. So we'll go through a quick summary. So basically katha means imaginary fight. Katha refers to a demonstration or a set of movements which involves offensive and defensive techniques of real life combat applications. Katha is the basis of karate. Katha is the complete art of karate. So now we are going to a detailed analysis of what is Katha is today's topic. So first let us start with Bunkai. The next thing what comes after Katha is Bunkai. It means it is the application of Katha's karate in practical self-defense system. So which means it shows us what is the importance of Katha and how to use it and how to use Katha when fighting against one opponent or multiple opponents. So then I will teach you in detail what is Bunkai as it is as it is a more complex and a broad term, including Katha also, which is a complex and a broad term. So first let us start with Katha is not a dance. Many people have this misconception that Katha is a dance, but whereas Katha is an art and is a form of self-discipline and also helps build the character development. It also helps us to have a balance between our body, mind and spirit, and it also teaches us to have a balance in our whole life. So basically it helps build the base of martial science. So now I will. So then there is also a grandmaster in karate called Genba Mobuni Sensei. He spoke about the importance and essence of Katha, how it is useful. He told that Katha is not a dance. It involves various kinds of techniques, which includes punches, blocks, kicks, dances, strikes, sweeps, throwdowns, moves, joint locks, submission holds. Karate is not only about punches and kicks, but it also involves a combination of and various kinds of techniques, such as sweeps, throws, breaks, takedowns, etc. And breaks and escapes, throws and tips, deflections and blocks, etc. Pressing and pressure point technique, so joint manipulation and submission holds. So now I will be teaching you what is first we will go through what is the Katha, the simple code. Katha is a mnemonic templation. It means it is the ability to retention and transmission of information which our forefathers and ancestors of karate have taught us. Then Katha, meant by pure logic, are based on the techniques to govern successful self-defense system, which means techniques which are easy to execute, easy to understand, and fast to recall. Then after that, Katha after that festival. Then after that, karate is meant for physically self-defense system. Then after that, there is also another thing called HAPV, high applications of physical violence. So Katha teaches us how to defend ourselves against high applications of physical violence. Now, then after the next comes ABCDE. Add how to defend ourselves when someone comes to choke us. Blood, which means how to defend when someone comes to strangle us. Circulation, consciousness, whether we are conscious or not while fighting against an opponent in a street fight, an attacker. Dislocation, how to help dislocate the movements when someone comes to attack us. Escape, how to escape when an attacker is immediately coming to attack us, because escaping is also the first key to survival. Then only comes defense, offense, etc. So then now I will be teaching you then now what is called, let's come human anatomy and physiology. So basically you all know psychology is the study of human mind and behavior. How then in karate what does physiology means how do we react to your techniques. So it is important for not only us to be able to react to the opponent's techniques, but also the opponent to be able to react to techniques. Like a mutual understanding between the attacker and us. Then only it is called karate, street fight, MMA, boxing, etc. Then human anatomy means the study of the physical structure of a human. Now next I will be coming to Bunkai. Bunkai means break it down. Like for example, we, we break up brick, we break bricks into small pieces, and after that when we learn a particular concept, we go through small steps which leads to big steps. So that is what is Bunkai. Bunkai, break it down. So what does Bunkai basically mean? It is the application of Katha's karate in practical self-defense system. So then Bunkai we learn that there are also techniques, there are also hidden techniques which helps us to be able to defend ourselves, which are called defensive templates. Typically 1 to 2 movements. Then after that, in order to learn the advanced techniques within the Katha, we must know the Katha and Bunkai well in order to identify the advanced techniques in the Katha. The why people teach Katha is Katha helps us to synchronize our breathing along with our body movements. It also helps us to learn. It is also a means of teaching physical education to the younger generation and also to our body. It helps us to have a strong mind, body, and spirit. And it also helps build our character and character development as well as our personality. So this is called Bunkai, break it down. Now the Bunseki, analyze it, which means it involves stances, movements, hands, upper and lower body interactions, tempo. Step. All of this is easy to understand, but tempo, non-obvious movements are difficult to understand. So tempo, what does it mean? It means is a movement fast or slow? Does the rhythm change over the course of the movement? Then whereas faster movements include breaks and escapes, throws and tips, and deflection runs and blocks. Whereas slower movements include pressing or pressure point techniques, joint manipulation, and submission movements. Now next comes non-obvious movements. It's a Nikkei, withdrawing hand, a backwards elbow step. It's a forward lead, a headbutt, or an ass-butt. I know these are complex terms to understand, but I am also trying to understand. You will be able to understand it slowly, bit by bit only. Then next comes Oyo, apply it. Begin in the natural position of self-defense, which means when an attacker comes to attack us in the street, we can't do warm-up or we can't prepare ourselves to fight. We need to be conscious, aware, and alert our mind, which is our spirit and mental. We need our mental and spiritual help in order to fight against the opponent. We must not be scared. So we can't be in a boxing stance or a painting. Just begin in what self-defense position you are comfortable in. The next is you know your movements, but you don't know your attacker's movements, which means we can't expect in a real fight that one-on-one person will come to attack us. There will be multiple attackers who are coming to attack us, which can be either from the front, back, or side. They can be about 5 to 10 attackers also who are coming to attack us. So we must have presence of mind, sharpen the sword, think smart, as well as know our techniques, how to be able to defend ourselves. Next comes apply it. Next comes is your opponent must be able to react to your techniques, which means psychological reactions. As I mentioned, human anatomy and physiology. If the attacker is able to react to your techniques, which means he is understanding you and you are able to understand the attacker. Then the next comes is but your opponent isn't Bruce Lee, neither we are Bruce Lee. Such as Bruce Lee can do one finger push-up, one finger punch, as well as 5 finger push-ups and many kinds of martial art techniques as well as activities. And he is the founder of Jeet Kune Do and various kinds of martial arts. We can't be like Bruce Lee, how to defend ourselves against various attackers. So we need to form our movements and our techniques in order how to be able to defend ourselves as well as opponent. Then after that, next comes is the Katha have no hidden techniques. Which means it doesn't have any strategy points how to be able to defend ourselves, and it doesn't give us a clue how to defend ourselves. It depends on the environmental factors, fighting spirit, and reactions of our psychological reactions of our opponent. Our fighting spirit as well as the attacker's fighting spirit, and environmental factors means whether today it is raining, tomorrow it is sunny, etc. and how the general basis of the environment is. Active resistance or passive resistance, which means the person whom we know well is our friend, our dojo mate, and our karate mate. We will be able to fight in a more passive way to ensure that other person does not get injured and it does not become a major situation. But in a real fight, if someone doesn't know us, we don't know how to react, and we will not be able to defend ourselves and protect ourselves. So we need to be extra alert in order to attack that person for us to survive. We need to first know how to escape and then defend and offend. Now then last is vitamin injection. It acts as a source of inspiration, motivation and trust when you are feeling stuck. So first, what do we do when we are feeling stuck? This not only in karate but as well applies in other aspects of life also. First in karate, we should look at other martial arts. What can we learn from them? There are historical variations of the Katha. There are historical variations of the Katha. The same Katha can be applied in various different states, such as Junino Sashitorio Katha. It can be applied in Goju Ryo, Wado Ryo, Shotokan, etc. Then after that, I will teach that in the next class about the various different states of karate, the founders in detail. Then after that, we should not. After that, add dirty tactics, which includes biting, spitting, fishing, biting, hitting, etc. In order to help us survive and survival, escape, and self-defense and offense. Next is don't assume and jump to conclusions that these are the techniques. Question your assumptions, reread everything, etc. on and sleep on it. So then I have suggested there's an article called Bunkai Blueprint by one of the karate nerds, Jesse Income Sensei, which involves the detailed techniques of Bunkai and its Katha. So guys, hope you enjoy the session. Please give your feedback, reviews, suggestions, comments, etc. on how I can improve myself and what are the positive comments. Thank you and see you in the next session.